Yeah, yeah, yeah. You should take the ride, cause I'm a big nigga. You should come subscribe to Mama T Speaks. You should swing by, cause she do everything. She make them cake, she make them pies, she cook everything. Mama T, Mama T Speaks. 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 You should take the ride, cause I'm a big nigga. You should come subscribe to Mama T Speaks. You should swing by, and she do everything.
Hey MTS crew, what is going on, y'all? I hope it's all good in the neighborhood. We're getting ready to make my Aunt Bernie's apple walnut cinnamon bread pudding. This bread pudding is delicious, y'all. So we're getting ready to go ahead and make it. And these are some of the items we're going to use. 3 fresh Granny Smith apples. Now, she usually uses like biscuit bread. She makes this after she makes her biscuit bread. But I decided just to use some French bread. And to me, it's not as good as hers, but it is delicious. Cinnamon, vanilla flavor, a pop of lemon flavor. And we also have some fried apple cinnamon pie filling. We're going to use some apple juice, carnation milk, 2 sticks of butter, sugar, and we're going to use 4 eggs, and of course the walnuts, y'all. This is going to be delicious. This is one of her recipes, and I'm going to recreate one of her recipes. Like I say, she usually do it with biscuit bread after she make biscuits in the morning, but I'm doing it with French bread. So I'm going to have to cut this bread and put it in the oven for a few minutes because I like to have it toasty before I make this bread pudding. Okay, y'all, let's get ready to take it to the stove. Okay, y'all, let's get this bread pudding started. We're going to start off with 4 eggs. We're going to whip these up just a little. Sorry about the noise, y'all. Let's break them up some. Okay. 2 cans of carnation evaporated milk, or any kind of milk you prefer that's evaporated. Okay. That's 1 stick of butter. Okay. 3 cups of apple juice, any brand. 3. Just going by eye on this apple juice, y'all. Okay. About a tablespoon of vanilla flavor. Okay. A teaspoon of lemon flavor. One full teaspoon of cinnamon. Let's say a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon, y'all. Okay. About 2 and a half cups of sugar. Yeah, I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of salt to this. Hold on 1 second. About a half a teaspoon of salt. Okay. We're going to get this all blended up, and we're going to set it to the side and go ahead and get our apples ready. Okay. Okay, y'all. Here's our walnuts, and I'm just gonna hit them slightly to kind of break them up a little bit. I guess you say slightly, huh? Okay. Walnuts are ready. Okay, y'all, our bread is nice and toasty the way I like it. If you want to, you can just go ahead and break it up a little bit more. And y'all, this is one loaf of that bread. If you want more, it all depends on how big your family is. Okay. Okay, now let's get our mixture. And just pour the mixture over this toasted bread. Okay. Stir a little bit more. Okay. And we're going to let this sit here for about 10 minutes and let the juice absorb, the bread absorb the juice. Okay, y'all, we're going to go ahead and pour some butter in our baking dish. This is about a half stick of butter. We're going to line some apples up in here. It don't matter if they're cut, how they're cut, as long as we can get them lined up in here, the bottom. If you see a little of the peeling on here, don't judge me, y'all. Okay. Let's go ahead and add some walnuts. You are welcome to chop your walnuts up a little bit smaller if you like. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add, sorry y'all, our bread. It absorbed, and any filling that's left, I'm just going to go ahead and pour it over here. Because we know all the goodness always sinks to the bottom, huh? Yes, it does. Okay. Let's go ahead and just place the remainder of your apples on top of this. And if you want to, you can go ahead and add more of your walnuts, but I'm not going to add any more walnuts on here. But you're supposed to layer this. I would see my aunt, she would layer this bread pudding. Wonderful cook. Born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama. Made wedding cakes. I mean, she was a pastry chef. So this is her recipe. Okay. And oh, we're going to add a little more cinnamon on top of this. Just a little more. Maybe about a half of a teaspoon. Okay. Now let's add the rest of our bread and topping. Yes, I would see her make this with biscuits. And my mother, she made the best bread pudding, y'all. And she made it with biscuits. If we had biscuits tonight, you better believe if we had any left over, we were going to have the bread pudding the next night. Back in then, they didn't throw anything away. We're so apt to throw things away. But back in then, they just didn't do that. They had to feed their families the best way they could. Okay. Now, as this cooks, y'all, it's going to pop up. It's going to puff up. But when you take it out, it's going to deflate. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and get that good in there. Okay, y'all, this is going in the oven for about 30 minutes at 350 degrees. But before I put it in the oven, I'm going to let this sit out about 20 minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven. Just press down. You want all that bread to have that sauce on there. Just press it down. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. They used to call my aunt Miss Bernice. And I call her not aunt, but Aunt Bernice. So a lot of these recipes are hers. And she didn't write a lot of them down. I just remember standing there when I was a child watching her. Now, oh, I forgot. Okay, y'all. This is hot. Put a little bit more butter on top. Yes, this is breaking your diet. I know. Okay. This is something you can have every now and then, y'all. Okay, it's going in the oven in a few minutes. Okay, MTS crew, let's make this topping. And we're going to do, it all depends on how much topping you like. So I'm going to go for 2 cups of applesauce. Okay, 2 cups of applesauce. Okay, we're going to do about 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Okay. We're going to go ahead and let this heat up. And a tablespoon of cornstarch slurry. We're going to let that heat up a little bit first. Okay, y'all. Let's go with a pinch of salt in there. A can of fried, I love these apples, y'all. Fried apples with cinnamon. Let's just pour that in there. Okay, y'all, let's go ahead and add our slurry in here. And this is a teaspoon of cornstarch. You just want to thicken this just a little bit. And as it cooks, it's going to thicken. And then I'm going to go ahead and put maybe a half of maybe about a half a hand of walnuts in here. But this needs to cook down some. And I took the, usually my aunt, she uses apple sauce. I rather use the canned fried apples. I love those. But she usually uses the apple sauce with this, y'all. So we're going to let this kind of cook down until thick. Okay, y'all, our bread pudding is ready. We're going to let it sit up for about an hour before we dig in it. And we're going to pour some delicious sauce over it, and we're going to dig in. So it stayed in for about 25 minutes. And it's ready. Apple, walnut, cinnamon bread pudding. Aunt Bernice's recipe. Okay, y'all, here's my topping for my bread pudding. I put 4 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, 2 cups of apple juice. I will put the recipe down below. Brown sugar. And a half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, let's go ahead and pour this on top of this bread pudding. Okay, y'all, here's the bread pudding. It's ready. It didn't set up as long as I wanted it to, but that's okay. It's going to be delicious. Let's go ahead and add our sauce on top of it with our apples. My Aunt Bernice walnut, apple bread pudding. Absolutely delicious, y'all. And go ahead and throw you some whipped cream on them. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to be notified of more videos. Enjoy. Bon appetit. Aunt Bernice walnut, cinnamon, apple bread pudding. Straight out of Birmingham, Alabama.